Hello, YouTube, and everybody watching. I had a little bit of time tonight, so I figured I would do at least one of my several videos I keep promising, and that is the Facts of Death review. This is just a book prop, but I know the Facts of Death isn't in this book. I have the book somewhere. But of course, once again, this is a digital book, which, as an ADHDer, I will say, if you want to read more, get the book app on your phone, because especially if you're on iPhone, because that is just it's amazing how much you can read in a CVS line waiting to get pills or whatever. It's just amazing. But anyways, let's talk about the book, shall we? Facts of Death is a Raymond Benson book. It is a reread, but I feel like I've done this book corner thing about a reread with Carte Blanche, and I figured let's do about the Facts of Death. I don't know why I picked that particular Benson book. I read that as a kid, loved it. I read all the Benson original novels when they first came out, back in the late 90s, early 2000s. And this was no different. And like I said, after some of the Kim Sherwood stuff and some of the other books I've read this year that are not great, I was like, I just want to read something fun that I know I'm going to enjoy. So I picked The Facts of Death, and boy, is it fun. First and foremost, the way Benson, I now have to say, used to write, I guess, Bond. Because the lighter book is a little different in his writing style, but the way he wrote Facts of Death and a lot of his Bond books, it's like a movie. Like the opening sequence of Bond on this Greek base, and then there's this assassination attempt on him, and he goes to the helicopter, and, where the killers are getting away, he's hanging on for dear life, and, all of that is just fantastic. It's just, holy cow, amazing stuff. Um, I love the simplicity of the villain's plot. He's just the sort of like Pythagoras guy who thinks that he's the new Pythagoras. Um, and he has a cult, and he's creepy. I think his name's Constantos. I can't remember the person's last name. I do apologize. Um, but yes, it is an amazing book. The two things that will stick with me, because I finished it a few weeks ago, and I said, oh, I got to do the book corner for it, and I've just been kind of, life is life. So obviously I'm recommending the book, but let me tell you the two things that will always stand out with me is that opening helicopter sequence is just so well written that I could picture. Actually, Timothy Dalton's Bond, I think. When I read Benson, I picture Dalton's Bond for some reason, even though it's in the 90s and they're talking about like Windows, 95 computers and things like that, and also the jazz. I'm thinking to myself, I pictured Dalton's Bond doing this. The Texas, the whole Texas situation where he's in this like little Texas town with Leiter, and then he meets this beautiful girl who Dr. Ashley Anderson, I think her name is, who's obviously one of the killers, and they Bond and the doctor, they hook up at the sperm donor thing, which Bond going to a sperm donor thing is just hilarious. But the whole sequence in Texas, and when he's in this, I'll never forget this till probably my dying day. He follows her to this house because he wants to get information and he wants to see what's going on. And the chapter ends with Bond being there and the guard dogs start to bark, and you know that the Bond, like, what the hell is he gonna do? The dogs are coming after him now. That's how the chapter ends. And that whole sequence of then he, kicks, the two security guards in front out of the way of this motorcycle that they revved up, and jumps on the motorcycle, and there's this great car chase sequence. All of that is just so vivid in my mind. I love the stuff in Greece. I love the fact that the other thing it brings to mind, and this brings a sort of kid life story, and I swear this does come into the novel. My math teacher, I think it was in 10th grade, we had a problem of the week, and I begged her all year long, can we please do this math problem, this problem from this James Bond book? And finally she goes, okay, So she allows me to do the James Bond book math problem. And the fact that there is a math problem to defuse a bomb in the book was just amazing to me. And the fact that my math teacher allowed me to do it. So overall, because I believe my wife is home, so I hear Jerry about to bark, I will finish it up and wrap it up with this. If you are wondering, if you want to read like a classic 90s Bond thriller, read The Facts of Death. It is fantastic, 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 fantastic. Cannot stress enough how fantastic it is. Anyways, I believe in you. Hope you believe in me, and I will talk to you guys later in the week where I will be discussing some other things. Hopefully, finish up some other videos I've been promising for a while. Talk to you later. Bye.